What's going on, my friends? It's your boy Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary, my friends. Oh my gosh, we are inching closer and closer to the 1000th episode of Wake Up Legendary. That's a round of applause. Well, no, that's a round of applause for all of you. This has been a fantastic journey and learning experience for me, and I am excited to be here this morning, continuing down the journey, continuing down the path of bringing awesome interviews with clients here at Legendary who are either current clients or past clients. In this morning's case, it is a longtime friend of the show, former, longtime client here, Tim Hewitt. He has been a wonderful addition to our and contributor to our community over the years, and somebody who's taken, his experience here at Legendary from what he's learned inside of our training, combined with his vast experience in just the world of business, and has continued to evolve and grow his life in business and entrepreneurial ventures in ways that are always enlightening and impressing to me, because he is a creative guy and somebody who just loves to learn and loves to try new things. And we're going to talk and catch up with him this morning. For those of you who don't know Tim, you're going to love him. He's awesome. Everybody does. Welcome back to the show, my brother.
David, woo.
Hey man, you in the forest, brother? What are you doing out there in the forest?
I'm deep in the North Carolina woods at the moment. Yeah.
Holy smokes, man!
Hey. I realized my whiteboard had all kinds of secrets on it from a project that I'm starting, and there was no good way to make it go away. So in came the backdrop.
Okay, I like it, brother. I like it.
Lovely. I blame you for my inability to actually retire.
I love to hear that. I'll take that blame all day long.
I keep trying, and things just keep jumping in the way, and I say, I got to go do that. That looks really, really interesting.
Yeah. Well, you're that kind of guy, man.
I am. I honestly, and I hope to continue to work doing fun stuff like this until they have to just force me in the ground, because it's so much fun.
They take your phone and your computer away from you.
No, you can't.
Right. I mean, that'll be the saddest day of it. It's like take the driver's license. You can have the car, right? Just don't take my tools.
Exactly right. I was talking to Roxy yesterday, and we're just catching up a little bit on what's happening, and she asked me how my these are your social medias, and I said, well, yeah, but they're worthless. I don't really use social media the way most people do, and I haven't updated anything there in months. And part of the challenge there is the only thing I really do on social media is I bring people into my Facebook group where I can help them kind of solve their immediate problems. And most of those problems are they put themselves in a box and they don't know how to get out of it. So they went from one box working 9 to 5 to another box trying to be an online marketer doing one specific thing in one specific way, and it's not working. And they just don't know what to do. And so they think they have to buy another course. They think they have to go find another guru. And the reality is they just need to look at what they've done in the way of training. What do they have? The blueprints specifically. And to go in and say, how do I apply skills I've learned to life? And I wanted to tell a story, and I'll try to keep it brief, and certainly interrupt me when you will, because I know you will. When a door opens, walk through, because you never know what's going to be on the other side. About 2 years ago, I wanted to do an education course, just general education for folks over 50, approaching retirement, who wanted to earn some money online. And in fact, if you look at my socials today, what you'll see as the goal of my world back then was to help grandparents spend more time with their grandkids, some, a little bit of financial freedom, don't get locked into this kind of old school stuff. And that drove that. So I went to not assisted living, an over 50 development community. And I did a presentation on digital marketing. It wasn't a sales pitch. I didn't even pitch a product. It was a 90-minute presentation on opportunities available to seniors to take their life experiences and apply them to the world. Well, a guy comes up to me at that event and says, I love your speaking. I'd like to pay you to be a speaker. And I went, yeah, I don't want to be a paid speaker. He says, well, can we at least talk about it? I had two choices here. I could have closed the door and said, nah, I don't want to trade time for money. I don't want to be a paid speaker. Or meet the guy for coffee. So we had coffee. It turns out he's a mining engineer. And he had developed a system where he was purchasing mining claims and subleasing them to people. And what he really wanted was a way to get these claims in front of a larger group of focused near retirement individuals. Because these mining claims, in order to stay active, have to be worked. If you don't actually mine the claim in a year, the state takes it back from you. So there's proof of the claim that has to be worked. There's potential income and there's no potential income. A mining claim is a stretch of river that may or may not have gold in it. So this mining engineer had built a set of courses to teach people how to mine, hobby miners basically, and needed a way to make that pitch to the right audience. And here's the rub. When claims become available, they're available for a very short period of time, and there are very few of them. So how do you leverage that scarcity and urgency? Hello, this is marketing. And get it in front of the right group of people. Hello, this is lead generation. And then make that pitch to where you take those 20 available claims and make the most income out of them in the shortest period of time. So he and I went through that process. All of a sudden he calls me up and says, hey, we've got 20 claims available next week. Can you pitch it? Yeah, okay. Everything I knew about mining, I learned from him in 4 weeks, right? I know nothing about mining. This was not me standing in front of a group of people with my expertise. But what I had learned was how to get the right people in the room, how to pitch to them what they needed to hear using his expertise and your expertise that I learned out of the blueprints. So we pitched, all 40 claims went amazingly fast. And then the part that I took it to the next level, this is actually a mining co-op. And so everybody who goes and mines needs something to mine with. Back in the gold rush days, the miners all lost money. The people who made money were selling, we know, mining gold pans and shovels.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same today. Everybody who goes out there needs equipment. So we did a vetted list of suppliers for the co-op. Our co-op members purchase at a discount. And when they do purchase, the co-op, me, I get a commission. So on a $20 gold pan, that's a $3 commission. Oh yeah, okay. That's not going to, retire me. But on a $40,000 wash plant, which is what sold this weekend, that is a pretty significant commission. I know nothing about gold mining. And it's now created a significant form of income for me that I kind of half define as passive, because I didn't do anything this weekend for that wash plant sale to happen. But what I did for 18 months was I put everything in place so that the members of this co-op are getting educated on what they need to do when claims become available and have an opportunity to make a purchase of high quality products through an organization that benefits me as well as benefits them. So is that passive income? I think it's about the only way you can define it. Passive income is simply income that came in when I wasn't working, standing in front of a machine punching a time clock. But I did that work, significant work, in order to set that up ahead of time. So very exciting. It's not online. There's nothing basically online for this. So it's not digital marketing, but it's absolute lead generation. And all of the training that came out of the blueprints, how to run events, what does that online, what does a training look like? There's some online, the mining training, mining 101 course, that's all recorded, presented virtually to the students. We hope to take this nationwide. Right now, we're only in North Carolina because the mining laws in North Carolina allow this sublease cooperative process. And my partner in this, this mining engineer, is really only familiar with the mining laws in North Carolina. And as a very introverted, very specific, talented engineer, he's not sure how to expand. So I've contacted a lawyer and some other folks in the mining industry, and over the next few years, we may take this nationwide.
Well, I know you will. I mean, if there's anything that comes in your path, you're gonna explore it at least. And I love that about you. And I've been, congrats on this. And you're a what I would call a serial entrepreneur. Now, friends. Yeah. That doesn't mean, you're fruity pebbles in the morning. I'm not talking about Lucky Charms. I'm talking about cereal in the form of, always exploring opportunities, right? And sometimes when people hear cereal, they only think of serial killer. Well, there's other ways in which we can be serial. And we can be serial with our entrepreneurial endeavors, exploring multiple businesses. Most people are, and if you can, most entrepreneurs are. Unfortunately, it just comes out in the form of shiny object syndrome, not really with any focus and follow through, right? Most of the time, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to, and I've seen Tim, we've known each other now for a few years, I would say 3 to maybe 4.
Yep.
I mean, I met you back, I can't remember if it was post or pre-pandemic, but I'm having some feelings that it was pre-pandemic.
Dave, you're getting old. You're starting to lose the brain cells a little bit, and the older you get, the worse it happens.
You're certainly right about that.
Sometimes I can't remember if I started a new business yesterday or not.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm thinking that it was pre-pandemic, so we're going on, 4 or 5 years, something like that now, maybe. Anyways, regardless, I've seen you, explore lots of different opportunities, and the truth is that most entrepreneurs do. And what I hear that you're not only doing, but also helping people do is kind of hone in and focus and follow through. Those 2 F's are really the core difference between people who just flip-flop like fish out of water from one thing to the next, chasing the next hot, shiny trend, the next guru, the next hot product. You see all the cool kids doing something and you're going to go chase it and say, yeah, I'm going to go do that too, because that must be what's hot, or that must be what I should be doing, when the thing that you lack before and in the new thing is focus and follow through. And when you do add focus and follow through to your serial entrepreneur endeavors, man, you really can create some magic. But it takes you to focus and follow through, and that's what you're doing. I think an example of the story that you just told of focus is actually learning how to say no. No, I'm not interested in being a paid speaker. I'm not interested in. We as entrepreneurs need to actually get used to saying no.
Boundaries.
Practice saying no, setting boundaries, practice saying no, because as an entrepreneur, now the challenge is you've got all of these opportunities, whereas before, maybe in your job or your previous life, you had felt like no opportunity, right? It was just drive to the office every day and drive home. Now you're an entrepreneur, you're experiencing freedom, but with freedom comes tons of choices, right? And tons of opportunity. And so we're not practiced in saying no. Is this resonating? And do you feel the focus and follow through is a big part of success as you go from employee to entrepreneur?
Not only is it a big part, but it's a part that most people don't resonate with early enough.
Yeah.
They jump from the locked in 9 to 5 to a locked in business model they found online and said, oh, this is the one. I found this person on social media and she's doing this. So I'm going to exactly do what she's doing because that's the answer. That's the only way to be successful because that's the way she's successful. I have to do that. So the people who come into my Facebook group quite often have struggled for a year or more. They're not making any money. They are not addressing the why. They keep banging on the how, and the how hasn't changed for them, and it's just not working. And interestingly enough, when I get them to start to think about kind of other ways to approach the entrepreneurial spirit in general, most of them don't want to be a single product affiliate marketer. It's not what they want to do at all. They fell into that box because somebody led them there. And a great example is one of my customers, one of my group members, not even a customer, never paid me a dime. One of my group members has decided to take his landscaping business and rather than shut it down and become an online guru in something, is to actually grow it using online marketing. And so he and I spent some time doing geographic Facebook ads, teaching him what that was all about. And this year he's so busy, he hasn't posted in the group yet. And it's only because he took the skill set and applied it to what he loved to do. He loved landscaping. Mm-hmm. And yet it had become a drudgery for him. Oh, got to go out and find a couple of new clients and, mow their grass. And, and simply by getting him to look kind of in the mirror and say, and there's so many cliches here. Do what you love and you're never going to work a day in your life. Yeah, right. No, but you have to find something that is you're going to get up every day excited to do it. Mm-hmm. And in his case, he's got a green thumb and can grow anything. And so we did a little exploring around where his part of the country where he lives. It turns out there's a huge need for kind of, we call it personal gardeners. These are, so what's happened right now in the gardening world is you got our crews that come in and mow grass. And there's 10 guys that come in on a standing lawnmower and they're coming in with their weed eater and their lawnmowers and in 10 minutes they're done with your property and they're on to the next one. Mm-hmm. And they take a weed eater and they mow down weeds in your gardens. They don't weed your garden. They take a fence, a head shear, and they shear over the top of all your plants. They're trying to move to the next place as quick as possible. Well, what happens to the flower bed in the front that really needs to have marigolds this time of year? And what about those little trees, those little kind of ornamental trees, and what flowers should be growing underneath those? And maybe what you really need is an artist, somebody to come out and talk about the $150. We're not talking about a gajillion dollars in plants here. The $150 of plants and how you can apply them in your garden to make it the nicest yard in the neighborhood, rather than just the grass that got mowed down on time so the homeowners association didn't get upset with you. And so we created this little pamphlet for him that he then put a door hanger, and he went around to basically every house in a homeowners association with a door hanger by permission. And he signed up 70 houses for this service. And he doesn't do it all himself. He's got employees that do this, that love to do it just like he does. And yeah, he still has his crews that go mow yards, but this is where the passion is in helping people beautify their homes, beautify their gardens. And he's the happiest he's been in 25 years.
What is the service that he's offering?
He calls it lawn beauty or yard beautification.
Oh, okay.
So it's what flowers should be planted here and when, and would you like me to plant them for you?
Yeah.
What mulch should be around these ornamental trees in your front yard to best health the trees instead of just something to keep the weeds from growing. So it's, and the beauty of this is once you have a couple referrals and the pictures of your neighbors,
yeah,
here are your neighbors who are doing this. It reminded me a lot of when I was a kid and you wanted to earn money. You took your lawnmower out of your dad's garage and you pushed it to the neighbor's house and you said, "Hey, can I mow your grass?" And the neighbor said, "Yeah, you can mow my grass, but you also have to take all the weeds out of my garden. And I've got this other 5 hours or 6 hours worth of work for you to do." And we don't have anybody doing that today.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because I found back during the pandemic, I was looking at my yard a lot because I was home, right? And the weeds were out of control. And the overgrowth was out of control. And I was like, boy, it'd be nice to find somebody to do this, right? To not just to mow the lawn, because there's 1,000 services that will mow your lawn, but to actually do the gardening services, right? The gardening services. That's really what the service is called, right? I mean, we can call it lots of cool other things, lawn beautification, et cetera, but it's gardening services. And I could only find one company that did gardening services. There's 1,000 companies that will come through and through your lawn, like you said, and just give it a buzz cut, kind of a cookie cutter. Everybody gets buzz cuts. Nobody gets there's no layering or fades here. It's just
somebody gave Dad the buzzer. He's gonna cut it all.
Yeah. And so I found this company, and they do gardening services, and they charge an hourly rate, and there's a minimum, and they have a whole process and a system for it. They have a back office. As a matter of fact, I just got a couple of bills on my email for it because I've been using them for so many years. They do several of my properties, but they've got a client portal. They're systematized, and it's just a unique service. So yeah, I think there's two things at play here. And going back to your original point, which is how can you use this marketing information and strategy to first apply to whatever it is that you're doing, that you could maximize the profits of what you're already doing before you go online and start something new. Absolutely. And ironically, I was just talking about this with my buddy. I got a buddy named Jeremiah. I was at dinner with him last night, and we were talking about finding the hidden money in your business. Where's the money hiding or falling through the cracks inside of you? You got a guest that's going to be joining us there? A little voice? Oh, a kitty cat. Okay.
Yeah, she has decided she has to come say hello.
Yes, hello. So I think that for example, a lawn service company, if somebody was wanting to learn about marketing and wanting to expand use these strategies, or even just get the wheels turning about how can I make more money in my business, this is a great example. How can I just maximize profits in my existing business? And this is a great example. What I heard you just say, and what I would do, and this is a great way for people to just get free info from just this show right here, right? There's more value on this show than most people charge in their courses and coaching programs. So what I would do, if the idea that I just got from listening to you, is sometimes a personal touch can add all the difference in the world. And so if I'm in a neighborhood, right, and I'm mowing a lawn, okay, usually what a business owner is so focused on is just getting through the day and mowing all the lawns. But what if you took an extra 10 to 15 minutes when you were at a lawn and you created a flyer, i.e. a sales letter, right? And you printed it out and you just knocked 5 to 10 doors around the neighbor that you're at in that moment, and you offered something unique that nobody else is probably offering. Not only, I'm sorry to bother you, I was just which this is a timeless tactic anyways. I was just mowing Rosemary's Lawn down the road. Okay. I was in the neighborhood already. Wonderful lady. I've been mowing her lawn for a little while now. And I just wanted to knock on a couple of her neighbors' door, introduce myself, right? Put a face to a name instead of just dropping off a flyer like everybody else does. There's differentiating point number one.
Absolutely.
And you want to point that out like everyone else does. This is the script. I'm giving you the script. Anybody who's listening as a lawn service business. But this could apply to any home improvement or repair type of business. So I didn't want to just drop off a flyer like everybody else does, but I wanted to tell you about something that I do that nobody else is doing for their customers. Yes, not only do I mow lawns, and I like to put a personal touch on it, and I'm pretty confident I can beat prices, but even if I can't, what I can guarantee is I'll do a better job than most companies out there. And the reason is because I care really about my customers' lawns. But I've also started offering a gardening service because we're moving into the summer. And I'll tell you what's as bad as your lawn growing out of control. It's seeing weeds and overgrowth and things growing out of control inside of your yard. And so I started offering these services. People are loving it, and it may be something that you're interested as well. And I'd be happy to come out and discuss for free with you about how we could start potentially mowing for you, but also gardening for you as well. So it's a one-stop shop. Anyways, just wanted to leave this flyer with you and, see if you wanted me to stop back out and potentially give you a free, I wouldn't even say a free estimate, a free gardening strategy session to where I'll give you actual suggestions and tell you what I would do in terms of mowing, gardening, and also what plants you could, the thing that you just said, Tim, what plants you could plant in your yard that would be the most maintenance free all year round, right? And I'll do that for free for you. And here's what you could do with that information. You can either take that information and give it to your lawn person, okay? If you really like them, you could do it yourself, or I'll tell you how I could help make that happen for you, right? So now it's totally risk-free. There's so much value in it for them, right? Because you're telling them they could actually take that information and go and give it to somebody else to do for them. But guess what? If you're offering that much value and you can get your foot in the door, there's a great chance they're going to give that business to you.
Absolutely. And pure gold, David, pure gold. I mean, there's what's really interesting in this particular field is the guy, again, when this guy came to me and he says, how can I grow my business? All he was thinking about is how could he buy 4 more lawnmowers and get more crews out there and do more buzz cuts every day. And it turns out that's so competitive financially that there's no real revenue there. There's no profit for sure. And this gardening service is about 80% profit. And his customers love him for it. Yeah. They swear by him. They tell their friends, they tell their neighbors, and he's got more work now than he knows what to do with. And he's cut back on his lawn mowing service. And he says, I'm going to use a word here. Some people, no, I'm not. He says, I'll let the Mexicans come in and mow the grass here in North Carolina. Virtually all of our crews are from Mexico. I'll let them,
and they do a great job, by the way. I mean, honestly.
Absolutely. He says, I'm not going to compete with them.
Yeah.
They come in, they're fast, they're clean, they're efficient, but what they don't do is gardening. And he says, and he says, I'm not going to compete with them. I'll let them have that business. And this is just, again, his first full season doing it. We started this last year. This is his first full season doing it. And, he's exceptionally busy. And what we created, and you've said it, we created a sales letter, and it was in print form. They've been in print form for 800 years. And
And I'll
And
tell you what that sales letter could be, Tim. It could be exactly the script that I just laid out and said. You
well, we're going
just
to rewrite it to your script, David, because
well,
that was even better than what we did.
what was it? And I'll tell you the reason why I was able to come up with that just as we're talking is because I've been using that script for years. It's a high value, no risk proposition. I'm going to get on the phone with you and I'm going to help you build a marketing plan for your business. And you can take that marketing plan and you can give it to somebody else to help you implement. You can do it yourself, or I'll tell you what it would look like to have me help you with that, or do the whole thing and implement it for you. And if at the end of the call it's not the most valuable thing that you've had all year, then slap me and call me silly, but I've never had a customer not tell me that it wasn't extremely valuable time spent. And by the way, Mr. Customer, if I was at their door and I said all that, I would then bust out the flyer, the brochure, right?
Yep.
Which is really my sales letter. And I'd say, and oh, by the way, everything that I just told you, it's in writing right here on this piece of paper. So you can review it, and so you can, hold me to my promise that I'm making here on your doorstep, because I know I'm just catching you out of the blue. And I want you to know that what I'm promising you here, I mean, and I will follow through. Would you like me to come back next week, Mr. Customer? Or is there a time this week that worked for you where we could spend, 15, 20 minutes walking through your lawn and come up with some ideas, and I could give you my plan, right? Ask for the appointment right there, right? And then, hey, next time I'm in the neighborhood, next week, I'm in the neighborhood around 11 o'clock. You want me to come 15 minutes early? Let me look at my calendar. And you're nonchalant about the appointment setting, but you better have a calendar there,
Yeah.
and you better or just your phone, and lock them in, right? But if they don't want to lock in that moment, they've got the flyer there in the sales letter. Everything that you just said is right there in print for them. And again, it's just a high value, no risk proposition that you could use really in any industry. You could use it online. You could use it offline.
So true. And the principles haven't changed in 100 years. And what you're teaching is so applicable. And I don't care if you're online, offline. I don't care what the industry is. It doesn't matter the niche. It's every time I have these conversations with anybody who is struggling in their business, it doesn't really matter what the business is. We can find an opportunity for them to improve. I just came back. I'm on my way to Asia. I'm going to spend 3 more months in Malaysia and the Philippines. I spent year end there. I was there in December, January, February. And one of the things that I've discovered, and I knew this, I lived there for quite a while. And one of the things I knew is there's so much opportunity that people need there. And they feel a little hamstrung by the various economies and the difficulty in reaching non-localized markets. How do I find people with money so that they can purchase the things that I have? And a project that I'm starting right now with my future sister-in-law in the Philippines is to take her baking skills. She's a pastry maker. She's got a small pastry shop. Classic with people in the region, she can't really grow. You hire people to grow, but they take all your profits, and pretty soon you have more people, but you're not making any more money than you made last year. You just have more headaches. And it's the classic brick and mortar syndrome. How do I grow my brick and mortar business? And so we were talking about how to take her business digital. And she's like, oh, I bake cakes. I can't bake cakes on the internet. So, well, yeah, sure you can. And so I did a little more research on some very, very successful online bakers. And I found a business to model her business after. And the business I'm modeling her business after is a woman who has a membership course in cookie decorating. So we're going to take and apply those same skills to making cakes. So the way this will work, and part of the strategy is laid out on my whiteboard behind me, but the way this works is what she does every day, she bakes custom cakes for people. and they all have custom decorations on them. And this is a skill she has learned through education and practice for years and years. So she'll now film that start to finish. From that film becomes a training course. Cut up from that film becomes her social media advertising for her training course. Ultimately, we'll drive this into a membership site where people can every month, or whatever the frequency is, get the new cake recipe and the new decorating tips. And then within that membership site, there will be additional things they can purchase. And now we've taken her local bakery, which she loves and will continue to do, and we've brought it online. We've expanded the education, and in some cases, really, it's edutainment, because baking, I don't know if you've done a lot of baking, but baking can be very entertaining. And, you know, when the dog comes running through the kitchen and everything explodes, yep, we caught that on film, and that's real world. And yep, it's going to show up in the video. And of course, her personality will come across. So the beauty of this, and this approach specifically in a country like the Philippines, $1,000 a month can change their lives dramatically. $1,000 a month for somebody living in Poughkeepsie, not so much. But for somebody living in the Philippines, that's huge. When she's selling baked goods for 50 cents a piece and can't raise her price to more than 65 cents because her local market can't handle that, we can now take her knowledge, her ability to show people, teach people, put this online, and change the lives of her family in a very, very passionate and rewarding way. And so I'm going to take that mission with me back to Asia, and not only for her and her family, but for other entrepreneurs, primarily these brick and mortar businesses who are trying to reach outside, somebody with a skill set. I'm not looking for people who just want to go try to make money online by posting on social media. I'm looking for people who have worked and focused and have a skill set they're trying to develop today. And then how do we bring that to the world? So that's kind of a passion now going forward for me. I'm able to pursue that passion. It's your fault, because of skills that I've learned from you. And it's just so much fun.
Well, you never get old that way, Tim. You know, you never get old when you're, oh, something just fell. Well, I'm surprised I don't break more things. You know, that's why I throw my hat, so I don't, you know, throw a light fixture or a box of Kleenex or anything like that in break glass or whatever. But you know, I was thinking about your baking example there, and that's another. I've got a dear friend who bakes cookies and has passed it on to her daughter, and it's such a labor intensive but labor of love business. And you know, it can be profitable, but the question is how can I turn, you know, and when I say profitable, obviously there's caps. You can only charge so much, although you can charge a bit more. You got to find that happy medium for, I'm charging a premium for these premium cookies, but it can't be so outrageous that somebody's like, look, I can't pay. I mean, I don't know what she charges a cookie, but you know, it's a little bit more than a normal cookie. But yeah, it can't be too much to where people are like, look, you know, I don't care how good the cookie is. I'm not paying $10, $15 a cookie here, you know, for somebody to take, you know, for somebody to just, you know, eat 15 of them and it's $150. But you know, another question that you can ask yourself about your business is, how can I multiply the income streams from the work that I'm already doing? And that's what you just laid out there. Basically, what a lot of people have discovered in the last few years is that I can take what I'm already doing and I can film it and I can post it on social media, and I can then create an audience from people watching me do that job. And if I have something that I'm offering, for example, there's a couple of different things a baker or a cookie maker could offer. Thing number one, could offer a course or an ebook or a coaching program or a live event, right? The core 4 ways to sell information online: courses, coaching, events, or selling somebody else's something as an affiliate. I just saw a guy last night who films himself cooking dinner every night on his Pit Boss Griddle barbecue. And what is he an affiliate of?
Imagine.
He's an affiliate of the damn grill. It's a $499 grill. He's also, he scraped the grill. He did a video. The one that I saw last night was him cleaning the grill, and he had an $8 scraper on the, and he said, check the comments. And in the comments, he had the scraper, the $499 grill, and a couple of other tools right there. And you can bet your ass that people are, because I'm buying a griddle, and I'm going to buy it through him, because I'm just like, wow, that looks so cool.
That scraper worked really well. I'm not going to go hunt for a scraper. I'm just going to use the one he uses.
Totally. And so for a, now that would be an example of somebody doing affiliate marketing in a completely, just doing something that he's already doing. That's not even a profession. That's just him coming home every night and cooking dinner. Let's go back to the cookie maker baker. So there's a couple of things that they could sell and monetize. Thing number one would be a course on how to make those types of cookies. Thing number two, and this is, I think a lot of people overlook this, how to start your own cookie baking business. I'm not only going to show you and train you how to make the cookies, but I'm going to also show you the pricing structures.
Are you looking behind my screen right here? Is this what you're looking at? You're looking at my portion.
I have X-ray vision, but it's not the type that most men want. It's the marketing X-ray vision right through your little green screen or whatever it is.
Money, my friend.
I'm going to give you all of the ingredients that I use. I'm going to give you the pricing structure. I'm going to give you the offline marketing plan. I'm going to give you the online marketing plan, and I'm going to show you how to set yourself up. Now watch me implant this into multiple businesses. I'm going to show you how to start your own cookie baking business. I'm going to show you how to start your own lawn care and gardening business. I'm going to show you how to start your own windshield business. I'm going to show you how to start your own, whatever it is that you're doing. If you are already doing it, setting up a camera, filming yourself, getting some cool footage, posting some edutainment, and then making some calls to action. Hey, I could show you how to start your own side hustle car detailing business. There's one. For less than a few $100s, you get it up, get started, and by the end of the year, what if you could bring in enough extra income to move the needle for your family? Do you want to start a new business or a side hustle in 2024? Let me show you how to start your own lawn care gardening business. Let me show you how to start your own car detailing business. Let me show you how to start your own cookie baking business. Let me show you how to start your own tailoring business. Let me show you how to start your own marketing consultant business. Let me show you how to start your own whatever it is, right? AI copywriting business. It's just a little creativity in saying, what am I already doing that I could potentially stack on a few new income streams and show other people how to not only do the thing, but if they wanted to take it a step further and start that actual business. And that could be two different levels. You can either learn the trade for a certain price, or you could learn how to start the business as another price. That's my full-blown coaching program. Now you're talking about an actual high potential, high ticket program.
So but that's absolute, just more gold, of course. But the strategy that we've put together actually includes a behind the scenes course where we are starting another bakery. So we're going through the motions in the course to help somebody else start their baking business, modeled after where we're taking this baking business. So it's the second layer of the strategy that's already in place. We already have the baker who's going to do this in the Philippines. And we will be filming that step by step as the training that will become the training for how do you actually create your own course or your own bakery, bake shop, catering business. We haven't taken that on to the next step, which is then how do you do what we do? First, fundamentally, it's, hey, I want to create a bakery. Yeah. How do I do that? And so that's really the first course.
You know what would be cool, man, is like how to create a virtual bakery, right? Like this is kind of an interesting idea, like, because I think so many people are taking, especially right now, I saw a report yesterday about April was the first month, I forget what the exact stat was, but a certain number of businesses weren't able to pay their rent, right? So it's sort of a signal to we're in a recession, right? Yeah. We thought that we weren't, but we are. And this is a signal, this is a sign. And I think that people have been wanting to get out of either not go back to the office or get out of the office for a while now. I mean, ever since the pandemic, people just haven't wanted to go back or want to try to get out of the whole office. And you're seeing this with corporate real estate, right? I've been seeing it, but this particular report framed it as businesses not being able to pay their rent. And so one of the things that's an interesting opportunity that when you get into selling or training people on starting a business, if you just add in front of that business virtual. So for example, we're going to show you, and this is the reason why this can be so powerful is because people have, when they see something new, it's like 10 times more powerful than if they think they've seen it before. So when you present virtual fill in the blank business, that's different. For example, I'd like to show you how to start a virtual jewelry store. Yes, you heard me right. I'm not going to be showing you how to set up a kiosk and hang out at a mall 12 hours a day, pitch random people to try to put your chain around their neck and hope they don't run off. No, I'm going to show you how to start a virtual jewelry store. Now, this is an example that I'm just giving off the top of my head because I'm in a couple of Facebook groups that actually have a system to do reference checks and sell high price jewelry and so forth on the internet. And most of them do it without a storefront. But I wonder how many other businesses you could do without a storefront. Now you think you need a storefront, a digital insurance company, or a virtual, even the businesses that I just mentioned, a virtual lawn care company. The reason why the word virtual is it just sounds, it's different, right? It's like, how can I have a virtual detail company? Well, all it is a business without a brick and mortar building. And why is this attractive and appealing to people? Number one, the virtual, when you frame it as virtual bakery, it's new. That's novel. People have not heard that. What is that? That sounds interesting, right? Show you how to have a virtual consulting company. Virtual consult. I want to be a virtual consultant, right? Show you how to be a virtual AI consultant. The hell's that? I want to do that. Yeah, virtual meaning that you do it from home. You don't have to have a brick and mortar storefront. This is a powerful idea.
I'm going to rebrand the bakery startup because that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. I'm as I'm saying some of these ideas, I'm like, damn, Tim, these are some good ones, buddy.
Hello. Why do you think I listen to every one of these freaking Wake Up Legendaries, Dave? I mean, come on.
Well,
This
I
is
love
pure
the
gold every month.
brainstorming about businesses that are that are in existence already. People, we're moving into a interesting time in the marketplace right now. A lot of people have existing businesses. A lot of people are have seen and tried a lot of the online stuff, and the internet's overwhelming. I mean, there's so many different things out there, and people already have a lot of existing skill sets, expertise, knowledge that they're just not monetizing.
Surprising a lot more than they believe they do. And
Yeah.
one of the conversations things that's very interesting and that comes out of the people in my little group is all of the skills that are there when somebody says, "Oh, I don't have anything anybody wants." And in a 5-minute conversation, we can pull out 10 things that they really do have that other people can take advantage of. They just don't yet have that belief in themselves. Again,
Yeah.
as I said at the very beginning, they've put themselves in a specific business box and they don't know how to get out of it.
Well, they also don't have the marketing lenses. I don't have
They
my
don't have the
they
marketing.
have the marketing lenses, right? And what a lot of us don't realize, a superpower that we have after going through this training that's here on the Legendary platform, you see the world differently. You actually now have knowledge in terms of being able to see opportunity that other people don't have. And so, one of the greatest gifts that you get from learning marketing, learning the style of marketing that we teach here, is how to look at traditional businesses and see them in non-traditional ways, and learn how to monetize them and generate leads and so forth in non-traditional, unconventional, weird, cool ways.
I am the poster child of that. I went into your training as an engineer, and I approached it very analytically, as of course I had for everything in 40 years in my life.
Yeah.
What I realized was it's not engineering, and it's a marketing skill that has completely exploded my brain. I see the world so differently now than I had before, and I see marketing everywhere. And of course, it's always been there, but I didn't see it for what it was. I mean, I laugh. I'll see the urgency and scarcity in a particular ad campaign, and I'll just smile and go in the corner and say, well, they could use a better sales letter because they're really not leveraging that very well. And I see the world in a marketing sense now, and then apply, of course, engineering principles to it when I can. And I blame you for that. Thank you very much. And it absolutely comes from taking seriously the core 4 training courses that you offer as education, not as some kind of way to make a buck quickly, not as a which box do I grab so that I can go run this business, but what are you really trying to teach me about the ways that really work? And I don't care if you're online or offline, but the core 4 businesses that work in any situation and how to apply those. And to me, it's been life-changing.
And that's been our core mission from the beginning. We had a storm of different people who loved our training and thought it was valuable, and wanted to, promote our courses, and sort of becoming an affiliate in promoting Legendary courses got to be a really popular thing throughout last year, especially. And, we took an initiative this year to really start to, despite external things that happened right inside of our industry and community and in media and so forth, we had already taken a step in the direction of saying, let's like really get back to our roots and remind everybody what we're really here for, what we were here for from the beginning, in terms of developing these core 4 business models, why they're here, why we teach them. There's gold here. We don't want to be Legendary Marketers. Not a business opportunity. It's not an MLM. It's not something that our main purpose is for people to sell our education. it's to come in and first look at your existing businesses and skill sets and say, is there a way for you to package your knowledge and your information in a way that you can build a business from? And that's what people are getting back to. That's what we're getting back to. That's why I love this conversation, and I'm very energized by this conversation. As you can see, not only catching up with you, I love your energy, and I think we play brainstorming idea tennis very well, but it's also the brainstorming that in the sort of excitement that I get from looking at the thousands of businesses that exist out there, and the millions of different businesses that people have, because there's a certain number of businesses, but then everybody has their own individual way of doing business. But saying, let's look at your business. How can you monetize or maximize what you already have here before you throw the baby out with the bathwater and think you're going to be an internet millionaire? Let's look at what you've already built. Let's look at what you already have. And let's see how we can maximize that. Because how you do one thing, if you did decide to go and be an internet millionaire, doing whatever, promoting whatever, well, again, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you can actually take this existing business or the existing knowledge that you have and maximize it, imagine if you can take those skills and that work ethic, focus and follow through, and apply it to new things as a serial entrepreneur. Imagine what you could do. And so this is a very timely conversation. And as always, it's a huge privilege and so much fun to catch up with you, brother. And we're coming up on the top of the hour, so we'll bring this airplane in for a landing before we take off on another leg here, because we're about to. I can feel it, but let's leave something to desire for the next episode, the next time you and I catch up. It's always a pleasure, brother. Final thoughts over for you, my man. What do you want to leave people with this morning after this discussion? Summarize, conclude.
So the passion has to come from service. You need to find something in this world that you can stand behind and serve other people. And I don't say sell intentionally. It's not selling, it's serving. And when you find the ability to serve them, the work comes, the payment comes, and let the doors open, look for opportunities to serve, leverage the training. Those of you who have bought the blueprints and looked at 4 chapters of one blueprint section and said, I'm going to go make my business look like this, you're doing yourselves a huge disservice. Go back through them. Watch this show. If you're not watching this show every day, watch it as many times as you can. There's so much gold here that will help you to set a path for your service, your success through service, and you will change your lives. It absolutely has changed mine, and I look forward to changing the lives of everybody I can in the time that I have left on this planet, which is only another 40 or 50 years.
We there's no getting rid of you, buddy. You're too excited about life. Well, man, thank you. Great final thought, and stay legendary, my brother. Safe travels as you go to Asia once again. And my love for you, your family, and everybody who you come in contact with. You are a blessing to us all. And thanks for coming back and seeing me once again. I look forward to talking to you soon, buddy.
Always a pleasure, Dave.
All right, man. Talk to you soon, brother. Bye. All right, my friends, you can go and connect with Tim, follow Tim, find Tim over at Tim-Hewitt on Facebook. Spelled Tim-Hewett. Tim Hewitt, the man, the myth, the legend. He really is a great example of combining, existing personality and passion with marketing knowledge and skills. And, what he's been able to do and continues to do is not only find profit, but also find continued evolving passion, man. Because when you don't feel stuck and you're always moving and you're always evolving and you're learning and trying new things, that is not only what entrepreneurship is about, because there's one guarantee: things are going to change. That's the guarantee. Things are going to evolve and change, but it becomes a very exciting, and it can also be profitable. As you know, that's one of the main reasons why we're doing this. So I hope you all enjoyed this. You can find the replay up on this Facebook business page. You can also find it on all the major podcast platforms later on today, as well as the other nearly 1,000 episodes of Wake Up Legendary. Just type in and search Wake Up Legendary. I'm going to put our little messenger deal thing here in the chat as well, so you can subscribe to our little messenger chat list thingy notification deal. It'll give you a little notification at 10 a.m. Eastern time when we go live, so you can get that and click on over and join us. We'll see you back here, my friends, boom, for another episode tomorrow. Be great, be legendary. Get out of here. Peace.